Hey everybody, I'm Dan Clark, and this is my wife Angela,
Hi, everyone.
as most of you already know. And hey, we had a short video we wanted to do for you today. We've been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people that are just coming out of the Watchtower are really having some time with it. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people, and I don't think we understand what has happened to us, when we just pop out. I think several things. One, I don't think we're ready and really to experience the rejection that we're going to get from our family. I didn't believe that my mother was going to shun me. I really didn't. And I'm talking to a lot of people, and they're like, oh my God, I never knew my mom would throw me away. I never knew my dad would throw me away. I mean, it's so traumatizing, and what it makes me feel like is like a bird being thrown out of a nest. Can you imagine? You're a baby bird and you're eating, Watchtower worms, and this Watchtower worm is coming down, and all of a sudden your mother kicks you out of the nest, and the bird hits the ground. The bird's traumatized by the hit. The bird's traumatized because it doesn't know how to feed itself. It doesn't know how to survive. There's lots of predators, and it just shakes. I mean, if you've ever seen a bird kicked out of a nest, it just quivers and shakes. It has no more overshadowing. And I don't think a lot of people realize when they come out of Watchtower, that is how devastating it is. And here's another element to it. Not only are you kicked out and rejected, by your family and all the people you've known for years, but you've been used to feeding. You've been used to, Watchtower was your only world. I mean, we fed from Watchtower. I can't help but think of it like a big calf, like a milk calf. Everybody's, sucking on the breast. And it's Watchtower everything. It's Watchtower. What do I read? Well, you don't read nothing but Watchtower. What, sex. It's just how the Watchtower tells you should have sex. And how should I do that? Well, the Watchtower tells you what job to have. The Watchtower tells you everything. And I've thought about that. I thought, why do these Watchtower governing body talk to everybody like they're children? They really do. Have you ever noticed that, Angela?
Yeah,
absolutely. On the videos, it's like they're 5 years old. I mean, and Jehovah said, listen to every word the governing body tells you. I mean, I'm like, oh my God. But what I realize is most of the witnesses don't have much of an education, because you wouldn't allow men to be leading your life like that. You wouldn't need to have Watchtower tell you how to eat, how to get along. If your wife should get mad at you, here's what to do. I mean, it's on and on and on. But what I realized...
No need to use your brain, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. We are not used to using our brains. So we're asking, what does Watchtower say? What does the elders say? What does the brother say? What does the circuit overseer say? What should I do? And we're not used to thinking for ourselves. So wham, you get kicked out of the nest. You hit the ground. You don't know where you're at. I know.
Now, Dan, let's talk about what getting kicked out of the nest would look like. So,
I just said like the bird,
Well, but what I mean is, it's a Jehovah's Witness who's been thrown out on their head because they chose to, I don't know,
disagree with something.
Somehow, how they would look at it is rebel, okay? Yeah, just a little disagreement. And I think the thing we kind of want to bring out today is just the severity and the fast pace that they go about when you choose to rebel a little bit. I mean, I'm telling you guys, anybody who's thinking about coming out, what you need to realize is that if you tell anyone that you disagree with something, I mean, anyone, you may, please hear us. You will probably be kicked out of there faster than you can possibly imagine.
Spun on your head like a rug, like someone pulling the rug out from under you.
And that to me is a bird landing like, oh my gosh, I just been thrown out of the nest, because, and you're floundering and you're unstable, you're insecure, you're kind of alone.
You don't have any friends.
Yeah, you were with the little chickadees in the nest, and suddenly you're not. You're out on your own now. And it's very traumatizing. It really, really is. And people, they underestimate. They think, oh, I can tell my friend, or I could tell my my mom, or I could tell my sister, or a witness friend, and they'll just they'll commiserate with me, or they'll understand what I'm saying, and they'll get me, and then it'll all be, and at least I'll have somebody that understands me. I got to tell somebody. big mistake. I'm going to tell you, big mistake. Please do not make that mistake. You must hear us.
Yeah,
When you
it's
disagree,
like a snap of a finger. It's literally, if you had an original thought and you say, well, I don't think not everybody should drink. I think everybody should maybe drink and do the communion. If you told that to them, they would consider you maybe looking at apostate literature or something, but it doesn't matter what it is. If you say something sexual you like, or something, whatever, you wanted to do this at school, you wanted to go into sports, whatever it is. If you have an original idea, which is using your own brain, right? If you have an original idea, Watchtower doesn't like that. You do not own your own brain. Watchtower owns your brain. They do. I just want to reiterate that. Watchtower owns your brain. Don't tell me they don't. You don't get to read what you want. For the most part, I mean, if your job, if you work on Saturday and can't go door to door, that's a no-no. I've quit so many jobs. And it goes on and on. That's just one of hundreds of things that the Watchtower governs in your life. So they basically stole your temple. They've stole your heart. I mean, they've shut you down. You're like a rat in a trap. You don't realize that when you're coming into Watchtower, but they dangle the carrot, paradise, right? They dangle, you don't want to die. Jehovah's going to kill you. Come on, we're almost there. And what you don't realize is they're programming you. Don't do this. Listen to governing body. Governing body wants to know how much money you have. Governing body wants you to honor Jehovah with your valuable things. Governing body. They've taken over this. And so what happens, like Angela said, is you tell a well-meaning friend, you say, hey, I'm getting some disbelief, I don't know if I believe this anymore.
This is the bad stuff right here. Yeah, any questioning of any kind, any disagreement, any argument, any disgruntledness, any resentment.
You don't like an elder. You don't,
right.
You speak against anything,
Yes, you disobey what you're told to do. Even as a child, where we've seen them be kicked out of the house at extremely young age.
We just heard of a lady telling us she got kicked out at 13 years old. 13. Right. Her mother said, you're out of here. And she recently had a phone conversation with her mother, and she said, well, when you were 13, as if the girl was an adult. Which leads me...
She's a mother now with children.
Yeah, which leads me to thinking about these kids, and I don't want to get off subject, but these baptized kids, 10 years old. They don't know what the hell they're getting into. I mean, they're saying, I give my life to Jehovah, as if they can make this decision for the rest of their life that they're never going to have an idea of their own. They're never going to think outside of Watchtower. That's what they're saying.
Well, more than that, what they're saying is that I'm not going to have a moment where I kiss a girl at school.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm not going to have a moment where I go sneak off and I do this with a worldly person. I mean, I'm not going to have... They're like agreeing that they will never, ever screw up and have a moment. They're treated as if having made a decision as an adult.
Good point.
And so then they don't know what they're getting themselves into, because when you become a teenager, well, teenagers will be teenagers, kind of like boys will be boys, girls will be girls. You will mess up. And guess what? They do not tolerate it. It's as if he made an adult decision that he can never retract and never go back on. And he's in big, deep doo-doo, and he will get kicked out for having an original idea, for arguing, for any such thing.
I'm going to tell you,
authority.
You know how these cigarettes come with a warning. I think baptism in the Jehovah's Witnesses should come with a warning.
Absolutely.
Warning. If you partake, if you dunk underwater, if you agree that the Watchtower is your medium, they're the intercessor, they're the ones who Jesus gives them the spiritual food to give you at the proper time. If you agree to all that, it needs to come with a warning in big red type. Warning. You will be thrown out on your head. Do not ever disagree with us. Do not have an original idea. Do not read the Bible on your own. Do not read the Bible with anybody else.
Do not argue.
Do not think about any other religion. All of this stuff.
Do not use your mind.
So the point is, guys, that what we want to say is these are all things you got to be real careful, because you will not see this coming. This is why people get so angry and so disoriented. All you want to do is drink or whatever to block it out. But people don't realize, as you're whispering to somebody, as you're telling somebody, I think Tony Morris might be a drunk. Did you see the amount of alcohol he drank? I mean, all of a sudden what happens is this. I'm telling you what's going to happen. A freight train A freight train's going to come, and it's going to be in the way of the congregation, the elders. What's he saying? Who did he tell that to? What did he do? And wham, you're going to be mowed down like a piece of crap. You know what I'm saying? And so we just wanted to tell you that, but what we want to tell you is just be careful. And what were you going to say about those videos?
Okay, so we've got some videos. Daniel, where are they located?
They're in YouTube. There's some videos. They're down a little bit. You got to go down a little bit. There's some modules.
In this YouTube site right here. The
Life After Religion.
And it says module number 1. I believe it says it right on the video. I think you should be able to see it. But basically, it's all the little tools that you need and ways to prepare for if you're thinking about exiting. Or let's say you have a brother or sister that you know is thinking of it. They've told you and you're out already and you know that they're thinking of it. Well, you need to get them these tools so that they know kind of what to expect, exactly how to prepare. So some of those ways would be that you tell somebody outside of the organization, please make sure you don't tell anyone inside if you're thinking about leaving, or if you have questions or any concerns or doubts or any of it. You go outside and you tell somebody at work, you tell somebody, you take a 12-step class, or you get a counselor outside, you get a friend at school, you have a sister that's outside, or a brother or somebody outside. You do not, whatever you do, speak about it to anyone that you think you can trust, because trust me, they will tell on you and you will be in trouble and you will be kicked out on your head and it will be a shock. And so what we're trying to do is say, look, shunning is real in here and it's very severe.
It's abandonment. It's not shunning.
It's abandonment.
Complete abandonment.
It's sudden.
And
it's very
curses.
sudden.
And curses, because they tell you you're going to... I'm telling you, I cannot believe when somebody leaves, it's like they get together. It's almost like they have a mastermind group and think of everything bad they could say about you. They really do. It's like getting in a hole.
Yeah, like the plucking out of the
I was
eyes.
wondering about him. I thought he was this, and I noticed this, and they will have you so bastardized.
Oh, yeah.
By the time you get out, you won't even know. You go back and they'll say, oh, my God, Dan was sleeping with 10 girls. Yeah, and doing this and doing that. And he was a drunk. And
then they'll tell the family that, bad things are going to happen to them and that Satan's going to pluck out their eyes and all kinds of...
Had a guy just tell us that.
Oh, my gosh.
He decides he's going to think about whether he wants to continue going. And, man, they grabbed his kids. The elders are going to pick your daddy's eyes out.
Stole his wife.
He went back to the world and, this and that. I mean, it went on and on.
They literally went to the children's workplace and said all these bad things about their father and just bastardized them to them, and just like practically like day 2. And it's scary, guys. And so just what we're warning you, if you're thinking about leaving, just know that you will be shunned. And it's abandonment, rejection, and it's very immediate.
Yeah, and you really do got to plan it.
Yes.
You got to have some resources outside. You got to have grandpa, uncle, father-in-law,
figure out where you're going to live.
You got to have an escape path.
You do.
If you're going to want to just get out of there. Now, here's another thing I want to say. If you don't have an escape path, if you made every mistake, you told the sisters, you told the elders, they're coming down on you, they're beating your ass, here's what you got to do. You got to take it one day at a time. You literally got to take it one day at a time, sometimes one moment at a time. And you got to ask for God for help. I need a little help here. And I promise you this. I'll promise you this. You will get help. Somebody will show up, because it happened to me. Somebody showed up and actually took me by the hand and helped me. And I needed help. And that's the other thing you don't realize. Because we've been feeding off governing body, because we didn't have the tools up here, we're not taught to use this. Governing bodies totally consume the mind, totally consume the temple. So we're not used to thinking.
We're used to believing what they said is going to happen to you if you leave. So, instead of using your own mind, you literally regurgitate what they've told you will happen to you if you leave. And you actually start rehearsing what's going to happen to you now. And it's not true, guys. If you think it, you're going to draw that. But you can choose to say, I'm not believing their lies. I am not going to go down that mode of thinking. What they've been telling me is a lie, and it's not true. And know this, there are many, many groups out there. If you care to get out on the internet and look for Facebook groups that they're ex-witnesses.
Talk to people.
Of groups.
Any state, you can do a post. You can say, hey, I'm out. I got booted out of my head. Mm-hmm. I've known so many people, and it's tough. But you can take it a day at a time. You can start talking to people, because like I said, like Angela said, you get broadsided by this stuff.
Oh, man.
It's so fast. And I mean, people are in like a whirlspin. I just talked to several this week, probably 3 or 4 people that said, oh my God, I got hit in the side of the head. I mean, just with
Sleeping
everything.
in their cars,
Yeah,
literally, guys.
It's
I mean,
really
so
rough.
much of that.
And so anyway, guys, we just wanted to tell you about those videos. They don't cost nothing. Just scroll down, look at them. It's just to have forethought. Think about what you're doing. You're going to be friendless. I mean, it's going to be pretty lonesome for a little bit. You trust me, you can make friends outside. One of the biggest realizations that I had after Watchtower bastardized everybody outside the organization. They're all part of Satan's world. They're all going to be killed. They're all going to be destroyed any day. Oh my God. When I actually met some of those people were the most nicest people I've ever met in my life. They gave me money. They gave me resources. One guy gave me a car, apartment, co-signed for me. I mean, these were strangers.
Paying for doctor bills, massive amounts of colonics that saved Dan's life because he'd been around too many chemicals and he was dying. You got strangers,
complete strangers. Yes. And then you realize, oh my God, Watchtower lied.
Yes.
And well, what's new, right? Watchtower lies again. They don't care. They don't have no conscience about it.
Nope.
But anyway, guys, there's a few videos on there. I think they're modules, like Angela said.
8 or 9.
How to leave Watchtower or something.
Yeah, it's really in depth, and it's really going to help you and really get you in a proper mindset to make this decision in a healthy way, so that you're prepared with good foundation. You're not just blabbing your mouth and because you're frustrated, and then all of a sudden you're out on your head and you don't have a plan. Oh, and there's places called rescue missions. If you find yourself outside of the organization, out on your head with only, I don't know, maybe a bike, maybe your car, that you have that to live in. Well, go to the rescue mission. Also Salvation Army, but they're all the rescue missions. There's Boise Rescue Mission, Denver Rescue Mission. There's rescue missions, Los Angeles, all over the place. Every state has a rescue mission, and they take you in and help you get started again. So there are lots of helps, actually. You can look for resources online, resources for name your state, and it'll have all these resources for help that you could get. So, and if not, hook up with these groups, start telling people what you need. Pray. Because what we found out was, oh my gosh, we thought God was going to be against us if we leave, and instead we find out God was with us and never left us, and He's for us and not against us. That's what we found out on our own, believing that if we leave, we're going to be in Satan's world. But that's not what ended up happening at all. So you are not alone, and God is not abandoning you as you have been told.
That's
not
right.
true.
And the other thing we want to say, just quickly, we're going to round it up, is as far as spirituality, religion, and all that stuff, take your time. It's up to you now. Nobody can tell you, unless you let them, tell you need to be Christian, you need to be this, you need to be spiritual. Oh, I would never go back into a church. Oh, I love church. Do what you follow your heart.
Yes.
Don't to thine own self not be true. Be true to you, because I'm going to promise you, if you start going to this church because somebody wants you to go to this church and it goes against every bit of your grain, then you're not helping yourself. So you're going to have to figure out, like I had to figure out, Angela, where do we go from here? And that's a real thing. Where do we go from here? You've just been unplugged, if you will, from, what we thought was God. I felt unplugged. Maybe you don't feel unplugged, but I felt like, well, there goes Jehovah, and there goes his organization, and I'm out. So, I had all these plugs unplugged. And I had 1 million people, guys. I had so many people wanting to pull me in every direction. Her father, her mother, my father, my uncles, everybody. You should be this. You should be this. You should be a Christian. It went on. And I just unplugged. I said, I will figure it out myself.
Another problem was Dan found with me that I was looking for another group that will tell me what to do, because you're used to that. You're used to being told everything to do. Every single detail of every part of your life, you're told what to do. And now all of a sudden you're on your own. You have to make your own decisions in every area of life. And you tend to want to gravitate naturally to another group that acts like that tells you everything you want to know, that makes you feel safe because you don't have to think. You just have to obey. And so you get yourself in another cult, and then another cult, and that's called cult hopping. So just take your time. Dan's right. Take your time. Yeah. Don't just jump. And
it's natural to, being you've come out of something, right, that had all the answers, right? We knew when the end was going to come. It's going to be next week, tomorrow, hopefully, And so when you have that and then you lose it, you sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, I'm speaking for me, I wanted to run out and find that next thing that had all the answers.
Right.
That next church. That
The next truth.
Spirituality.
You know?
It's got to be here. It's got to be there. And for me, guys, it was 200 churches. 200 churches. Yikes. Ooh. You know, it was like one after another. Ooh, I feel creepy in there. Ooh, you know, some of it was Jehovah's Witness programming. Some of it was I just didn't agree. And it was the same thing. I got to tell you.
Just different package.
Same thing. And
Yeah.
it was like the same type of structures, you know, elders and
Yeah.
things up here.
Controlling
and,
people. And,
you know, youth pastures and all these people in between. And, you know, they gave the talks and you listened. And it was like reinventing Jehovah's Witnesses over and over and
Yeah.
over and over. And
just different packages.
just different packages,
lingo,
different ideals, different interpretations of the Bible. Just think within the Christian organization, in that same Bible, there's over 200 different sects of Christianity.
More.
And all are opposed to each other. I mean, I shouldn't say all of them, but
Mostly?
a lot of them are like, no, we
yeah.
do not believe that. We don't believe in speaking in tongues. No. That's charismatic. And other ones, you know, they're real conservative. We're only Bible. We're only Bible. And
Yeah.
it goes on and
It's
on
very
and
much
on, guys.
separation.
It's separation, and it's the same thing. They're tribal, you know. They meet together, only them, and these
yeah.
little groups, and we're like,
man.
don't fit in.
No.
So you're going to end up having to, because you've now chosen to leave, make truth your own. You're going to have to figure it out, and it's kind of a beautiful thing.
It is.
Because for the first time, you get to say, what do I want? What am I seeking? What does my soul need? And you will find it. I guarantee you will find it. The Bible says, seek and you'll find.
Yeah.
So we don't tell anybody, direct anybody which path to go. You just go, and if it doesn't work out, it may work out for a little while, and then you say, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to change path, and you go this way, and it's okay. I want to say that it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to die if you go down a wrong road a little bit. And
Nope.
you go, I'm going to go. I mean, I spent 40 years in the Jehovah's Witness. I'm not dead.
No.
You know, so you're going to have to make some
It's okay to screw up. It's okay. It's not even a screw up. It's just, you know, you go down that road. No. You know, it's all good. You learn something in each and every one.
You know what
really
it is?
do.
It's a compass.
It's schooling.
Yeah, you know, like they say, a plane usually travels the wrong direction most of the way. It kind of goes like this, and then the compass goes beep, 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 and then it steers back, and then it kind of will align with the target. And the next thing you know, it'll go beep, 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 and then it'll have to go back this way. So it says a plane flies, you know, 90% of the time the wrong direction.
Or slightly off. And
Or slightly off.
It's always
and then
self-correcting.
But it self-corrects.
Constantly.
So you'll find as you're going down these journeys, and, you know, maybe you want to go to church with somebody for a while. You know, and you'll kind of sit there and you like it, but then after a while you say, nah, this just ain't it. That's okay. That's the compass telling you to move into another direction.
And you learn something everywhere you go.
You
so
learn
don't
something
worry.
everywhere.
It's not,
Don't
and
worry.
it's not really wrong.
It's not like it's all Babylon the Great. You're going
It's
to
not.
be killed if you go into a church, you know?
We didn't.
Like me, I thought my hand was going to burn off. You know, when I grabbed the handle, I'm like, oh my God, Babylon the Great.
Oh, yeah.
You know, disgusting thing filled with demons, and I'm grabbing the door, you know? So anyway, guys, we just wanted to share that with you today. And we do want to thank all you guys for all your comments, always commenting on the channel. It's so beautiful. And Angela knows I try to get back to every one of them.
Oh,
don't I?
yeah.
I know there's hundreds, and it's hard to get back, but I like to say a little something to all you guys. But I'll tell you now, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to us when I hear your stories and you say, hey, this happened in my life, that happened. I'm like, oh, man, awesome. And like I said, we're never trying to force feed anybody. We throw out perspectives, things you can think about, reason on, and then you make your choice. And that's how we like to do it. But anyway, thank you.
Check out the videos, YouTube videos.
Check out the videos. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, and you get these videos coming to you the minute me and Angela come up on a video. It comes right to your cell phone. So please subscribe, or if you feel this video has helped somebody, please pass it on and let them know about those video modules that Angela talked about.
So important.
Because they're so important. It'll help you
It's free.
have a structure to when you're leaving. They're not everything. It's like, I don't know everything, but I just threw out the best that me and Angela had.
We spent a lot of money on those videos, truth be told, and we're not charging anything.
No.
So I'm telling you, they're good. They are very good.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah.
get you in the right mindset, and when you leave, you can land on smooth ground. You're not kicked out on your head, and you'll be able to navigate a little bit better, and that's what we're hoping to do.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so
Okay.
much, and we'll see you on the next video. We got another one coming up here next. It's going to be interesting, and if you guys have any requests, please let me know. If you have a request, something that's bothering you, something
like that.
you want to know,
Sorry.
something I can do a video on. I'd be happy to do a video on anything that you like, anything you're going through, or
Good
and
thought.
you guys know this too. You can always contact me and Angela. You can contact us on YouTube through a comment. You can go on our Facebook page, Life After Religion, and you can go in Messenger. If you're my friend, just message me. If you want to come on our radio show, we have a radio show every other Saturday. We'd love you to come on. If you feel like you're ready to tell your testimony and you got to get something off your chest, we'd like to invite you to the radio show. It's
6 screens of the Watchtower.
Yeah, Heart to Heart with Dan and Angela.
6 screens of the Watchtower. That's what you put in your browser box to get to that website.
Yep.
And then our program is in. That guy allows us to do a program on his program once every 2 weeks on a Saturday night.
Yep. So we'd love to have you. We'd love to help you. It helps sometimes sharing your story, getting it off your chest, maybe getting a little angry, and you get lots of validation. A lot of people.
And you get to comment. You could actually talk to us on there. If you wanted to talk to us, you could just you push. They tell you which number to dial in, and you push *6 when you want to talk, and then *6 when you want to not talk anymore. And you can say something to us. You could say, "Hey, Dan and Angela, I heard your video," or I wanted to ask you this question, or whatever. Yeah, we always interview someone, but you can come on there.
I'll give you the number.
Yeah.
The number is 727-731-6701. 727-731-6701. 727-631. Is that what it is? 727-731-6701.
Okay, *6 to talk. And
*6 unmute you. So when you dial that number, 727-731-6701, all of a sudden you'll hear the show. It'll let you on the show. And this is every Saturday if you want to listen.
Yeah, that's true. It is every
Rick
Saturday
shows
night.
every Saturday. And then if you want to talk, like Angela said, you hit *6 and it says you are now unmuted. And you can say, hey, I want to make a comment. And you'll be on live radio, international radio all over the world.
We usually hear hello, hello. And then we're like, yes, and what do you want to say? That's how you come in. And then we'll acknowledge you and you can say something.
That's
okay?
right. But we'd love to have you, and we look forward to it. So just know that tool's there if you need it, or if you know somebody who wants to come on, tell them about the show.
Yeah, because you might want to come on and say, you guys, I just got kicked out on my head, like we were talking about right now.
Let some people know.
And I need help. I don't know what to do. And everybody will give you all kinds of ideas right on the air.
Resources.
Yep, and you will give you some phone numbers, people that you can call that have a listening ear that are just there for that.
Yeah, you'll find out you're not alone.
Right.
All right, guys, thank
Love
you so
you.
much,
Mwah.
and look forward to talking to you soon, okay?
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yep.